Presiding Minister DeVere, Reverend Morris in his absence, pulpit, associates, members, visitors, friends of Philadelphia Baptist Church, and especially all mothers. Yes. Today is our day. Yes. And I am really honored to be your speaker. Amen. Reverend Ogletree told you about the origin of Mother's Day, but he didn't know that I was going to say that too, so I'll just skip that part. And it's about 5 minutes after 1, and I promise you that I won't be more than 15 minutes because I timed myself. Did you know that most of all the beautiful things in the world comes by 2s, 3s, by dozens and hundreds? We have plenty of stars, plenty of roses, plenty of sunsets, plenty of rainbows, plenty of brothers and sisters, aunts and cousins. Yeah. But only one mother is a whole world. Now, amen. Today, we honor all mothers, not just biological, but also stepmothers, single mothers, grandmothers, foster mothers, and even those Mr. Moms who are mothers and fathers to their children. Yes, yes. I have chosen today as my specific subject, the true spirit of a mother is fostered in mother sense. Do you know that the mother in the Bible are the most honored women? And great stress is laid upon the influence of mothers. The word mother or mothers appears in the Bible almost 300 times, while the word mother-in-law in the Bible appears 11 times. Can you recognize the true spirit of a mother? One that is led by God? What does it take today to deal with toddler tantrums, teen rebellion, and young adult resistance? Mothers of today must recognize that it takes an infestation of the fruits of the Spirit, as mentioned in Galatians 5th chapter, 22nd through 23rd verse. Christian mothers daily must have plenty of prayer, patience, love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, and meekness, and above all, temperance to raise a child. Mothers must not only live in the Spirit, but also walk in the Spirit. Once upon a time, mothers used the ironing cord, the board of correction, and switches to discipline their children. They really believed that if you spare the rod, you spoil the child. Proverbs 23, 13 through 14 verses read, "With not hard correction from the child, but if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. Thou shalt beat him with the rod, and shall deliver his soul from hell." Amen. How many of you have or have had a mother who believes in the rod theory? Today, you know that the government has intervened. And many of you have other forms of discipline, all done in the name of love. Now let's examine the spirit of 4 mothers in our Bible, very briefly. Okay? 1 Kings, 3rd chapter, verses 16 through 28 describes two mothers claiming to be the mother of the same child. Now, both of them had children, but one of the babies died in the nighttime. And here they are. They're from Solomon, the king. Solomon told them, his soldiers, just divide the baby in two. One mother, the real mother, said, "Oh, my Lord, give her the living child, and in no way slay it." But the other woman said, "Let it be neither mine nor thine, but divide it." King Solomon answered and said, give her the little child, and in no way slay it. She is the real mother. Solomon recognized through all his wisdom that the real mother had the spirit of love. Yes. So much that rather than see any harm come to her child, she would rather just give him up. Her reward for this love was the gift of her child. There are many cases of the spirit of a mother. Pharaoh sent out a decree that every Israelite firstborn would be killed. Since Moses' mother could no longer hide him, she put him in a basket and set it afloat. His sister watched Pharaoh's daughter fetch the baby in the basket out of the river. As Bible readers, you know the story. Yeah. You know how Moses' real mother was hiding his nurse. In other words, she was paid to take care of these. Here again, this mother was rewarded by the gift of her child. We know that this was through divine intervention and the spirit of a mother's faith and love that Moses became one of Israel's greatest prophets and leaders. Now let's look at the greatest mother of them all, Mary, the mother of Jesus. The spirit of this mother has never been matched in history. She was humble, submissive, patient, trustful, and of such triumphant faith that she was willing to accept God's plan in her life. And she knew from the very beginning that this child was different. She watched him grow and increase in wisdom and in stature and in favor with God. Imagine how devastating and painful the crucifixion was on Mary as she stood watching her earthly son struggle and fall under the weight of the cross. She wanted to help him, but she couldn't. He had to bear his own cross. Mary's silent endurance of what she could not change is our greatest lesson at the cross to the world. Mothers, don't you remember when your children were sick? You wish you could take their fevers, bear their pain, but you couldn't. Each of us must bear our own crosses and experience our own pain. But Mary stood near the cross because Jesus as a human was flesh of her flesh and bone of her bone. She felt every lash across her heart, every blow within her soul. It was at the cross where she saw her son, her little boy, her growing teenager, her young man died. Others grieved, but Mary had a special grief. Hers was a mother's grief. When Jesus ascended into heaven, Mary had a special joy. No one had been with him as long as she had. In all of his agony and through all of his suffering, as he hung from the cross, Jesus remembered the one person who had been with him in the beginning and in the end, his earthly mother. Yeah. She had the fortitude to remain with him. In the hour of his greatest agony, Jesus did not forget to entrust his mother to the care of John, the beloved disciple. And from that day, from that hour, the disciple took her into his own home. John 19, chapter the 26 and the 27 verses. Now this also lets us know that when our mothers get old, we hope that you, our children, will take care of us, or will see that we are taken care of. Okay? And you can put us in a home, but please come back and check on us. Ascension Day for Mary was Mother's Day. On that day, she received the ultimate gift, the gift of knowing that her faithfulness, her labor, her pain, her love, and prayers were not in vain. It was on that day that the plan of salvation that had begun over 33 years before the angel Gabriel had visited her was brought to a glorious finale. As mothers of today, we can take a hint from the 31st chapter of Proverbs, verses 10 through 31. Yes. Remember from reading the scripture earlier this morning, you remember that she was an ideal spiritual field mother. Yes, she was. And wife and woman who gave praise in the sight of the Lord. Yes. In Proverbs, we see a woman who uses her time wisely, who richly provides for the growing needs of her family. Richly, and she was rich. And who continually seeks to build her spiritual resources so as to be prepared for any emergency. We also see a mother who shows skill in her household tasks, who aids the needy, who guards her tongue, and who has dignity of character. Every time you read this scripture, mothers, you will catch something of the beauty of the spirit and the serenity of this virtuous woman. She has been a source of inspiration to women for more than 2,000 years, and her ideas are as applicable today to this generation as they were to the generations of long ago. Mothers, you may be able to identify with this busy woman as you accomplish your career goals, your wife goals, your mother goals, and your spiritual goals. For you are encouraged to be productive in all kinds of earthly labor. Remember Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. Isn't it strange how we elevate careers and lower homemaking to commonplace? Think how many skills you as a mother must possess to carry out your duties. You must know something about teaching, interior decorating, cooking, dietetics, psychology, hygiene, social relations, household equipment, and a host of other things. Still, if a woman teaches someone else's children, she's given professional status, a teacher. But if she teaches her own children, she's just a mom. If she does interior decorating, she's a career woman. If she decorates her own home, she's just a homemaker. If she takes care of others, she's a nurse. But if she nurses her own children, she's just mom doing her job. Mothers, today technology and discoveries have saved us a lot of time in shopping and especially in preparing meals. Today we have instant moms serving their families instant grits, instant oatmeal, instant potatoes, instant gravy, instant rice, instant soup, and the list goes on and on. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining because I can prepare my instant oatmeal breakfast in 1 minute in the morning. And dinner is a piece of cake if I just stop by Kroger on the way home and get me a rotisserie chicken. Many of us have become push-button moms. My daughter once told me that she even ordered groceries online to keep from going to the grocery store. Now you can push a button and almost order anything else you want. Mothers of today are not so different from their grandmothers who passed parenting strategies down from generation to generation. The true spirit of a mother is fostered in mother sense. I've heard people talk about horse sense and common sense. I've even known some who enjoy discussing nonsense. But I rarely hear anyone address the most remarkable sense of them all, mother sense. While common sense might have logic in its corner, and horse sense perhaps has experience. While nonsense might titillate us with humor, only mother sense carries the triple punch of ethics, morality, and guilt. Mother sense doesn't have to make sense. It just is sense. For the most undeniable reason ever offered, because I said so. Mother sense doesn't dwell equally in all places, nor that it exists in one location. It sort of comes and goes, whether it will, visiting itself upon children of all ages. It covers a wide range of topics and usually has something to offer on anything. Mother sense is always informed and up to date. For example, consider nice people and their habits. Nice people, mother sense reminds us, don't pick their noses, wear dirty underwear, make rude noises in public, or spit. Nice people always say please and thank you. And they wait their turn and make up compliments about foods they hate. Sincerity, you see, is less important than impression on the scales of mother sense. Mother sense, I believe, should be a required course in medical school. There are lots of tips doctors could use. Doctors should be told about chicken soup as a cheap alternative to all those expensive cold remedies. And any devotee of mother sense knows you stuff a cold and starve a fever. But have you ever had a doctor tell you that? No. They spend their time talking about those little things you can't see, like viruses and bacteria. What good is that? Any mother knows that most diseases come from not listening to your mother. Mother sense has also made great inroads into the sciences of psychology and sociology. You want to feel good about yourself? Mother sense says, stand up straight. Look the person in the eye. And for goodness sake, speak up. Got a problem with depression? Mother's nose things will look a whole lot brighter if you blow your nose, splash cold water all over your face, and get a grip on yourself. There is little doubt that mother sense provides answers to most of life's major mysteries. It can tell you in a minute if you're going nowhere fast, barking up the wrong tree, and heading for trouble, young lady. Mother sense doesn't just answer questions, it asks them too. Do any of these leading questions sound familiar? Do you know that this is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you? Look at that door. Do you think we live in a barn? Is there any reason why you can't put things back where they belong? Do you think that money grows on trees? Do I look like a maid? Well, I'm sure you get the idea. Whereas it's obvious that mother sense is as ancient as humanity, I'm still puzzled about how mothers get it. I suppose it could come through the genes, somehow linked to the female chromosome. But then it might just spontaneously develop in a mother's brain shortly after delivery of her first child. All I know is mother sense is there. And it works. And if you need a reason to believe it, try. Because I said so. Happy Mother's Day.